Good morning, how are you today? I'm jumping on to do our weekend video, and I wanted to share with you today something that some people may not have heard of before but have been around for quite a while, like since the 1800s, and it's something that you can purchase and use as a precursor to absorbing other nutrients and to assisting your body with cellular regeneration. They're quite cheap, and you can get them at pharmacies, you can get them online, you can get them at health food shops, and they're called tissue salts. So I'll just show you what they look like. These are the tablet forms. The tablet forms do have a lactose in them, so if you have issues with lactose, start looking into cleaning up your genes. But also, you can get a spray. For some of them, you can get a spray. And the basis behind these is that you chew them or you spray it into your mouth, and that absorbs through your mucosa and assists your body. Now, I wanted to talk to you about them so that you understood a little bit about them and why you would use them and what's involved. In our house at the moment, we have the Acidity one, which assists with heartburn, dyspepsia, and gastric reflux. That's on the front of the bottle. There's other stuff. I'll share that with you in a minute. And the bone health. So this is more for me because I know that my cells need a hand to absorb calcium and other nutrients to assist with bone structure, bone strength, bone health, and to help because in your bones, right, in the marrow of your bones, is like a space for cell production, which assists your body to be stronger longer. Let's put it that way. I'm thinking of the right words to use for this, but calcium phosphate or calphos is traditionally used for bone ailments and indigestion. Interestingly enough, helps your gut as well. May assist during teething, puberty, and convalescence. So the really cool thing with this as well is that Martin and Pleasance have been developing these since the 1850s, and they have a whole kids range as well. They're quite safe for children. They're also safe for pets. Anyway, so there's a German doctor, he's a biochemist, who put these together. He's not the first person to have discovered the basic principles involved, but he's definitely the first person to have put them together in a practical way for us to be able to use them. And he did that in the late 1800s, so it's about the same time as Martin Pleasance put stuff together. I'm reading to you from a manual, a training manual that you can get. And I'm pretty sure anyone can do the training with tissue salts. They don't restrict them to people who are health qualified or health trained, but yeah, I wanted to do it because it was something that sparked my interest while studying naturopathy, but it wasn't really delved into that much, so I've done separate training for it. But yeah, you can. They're cheap, right? Between 11 to 15 bucks, and yeah, it supports your body in absorption. So I'll get back to this first. Biochemistry is based on the knowledge that the body is composed of billions of tiny cells, which everybody bangs on about now, the bulk of which are made up of water and organic compounds, and the rest being inorganic substances or minerals. The inorganic mineral elements are needed to activate other substances that replace the continually decaying cells of the body. That's really important because a lot of people talk about apoptosis and how you can assist the body with repairing or eliminating. Apoptosis is cellular death. Repairing or eliminating the cells in the body that are no longer healthy. The way that tissue salts or mineral salts help with that is that they're going to assist those cells that don't need to die but just need a hand to absorb the nutrients that are coming in to help them become whatever it is that they're supposed to become, or to liven up basically and get a bit healthy. Dr. Schussler determined that these inorganic substances are present in the body as compounds, which are mineral salts, and he named these 12 principal compounds tissue salts. He defined the types of disease, brackets symptoms, arising from a deficiency of each tissue salt, and from this knowledge was able to prescribe with great accuracy and effect. You need to use your tissue salts for a period of 1 month to longer. Okay, you can take a combination, or you can use a combination of tissue salts, but it takes time, okay, for natural remedies to work. And the thing that you want to understand is that it took years for you to get to the state where you're at, whatever state that might be in terms of your health and well-being. So it's going to take a little while to unwind some of that, unravel some of that, if you like. Give it a little bit of time. Yes, time is accelerating or has changed, and there's multiple layers to time. But yeah, for your body to repair itself, you give it what it needs, and part of what it needs is a little bit of time. Time the herb as well as time TikTok time. Anyway, okay, so this guy put these things together. He prepared his remedies using homeopathic process of trituration. This involves 1 part of the pure mineral salt being added to 9 parts of lactose, sugar of milk. 1 part of the mixture is then added to 9 parts of the neutral substance and again triturated. This gives ×2 potency. This process can be repeated indefinitely, but in practice, the 6-time potency is most frequently used. In this dilution, the remedy can be absorbed directly into the bloodstream and body through the mucosa of the mouth. This is why tissue salts must be dissolved in the mouth and not swallowed whole. The idea for supporting the body is to use the first entries to their best potential. So this is why lozenges work better, or liquid works better than ingesting something. And we probably would benefit from going back to that principle, okay? So inhalation, you're inhaling small molecules. They're going to go in through the mucosa and the membrane in your nose, and then also through your mouth. So you want to hold things in your mouth that little bit longer and allow the good nutrients time to absorb in, all right? The 5 principles of biochemistry as proposed by Schussler are: disease does not occur if the cell metabolism is normal. Cell metabolism is normal if cell nutrition is adequate. Nutritional substances in the body are either of an organic or inorganic nature. The ability of the body's cells to assimilate, to excrete, and further to utilize nutritional material is impaired if there is a deficiency in the inorganic mineral, tissue salt, constituent of cellular tissues. And adequate cell nutrition may be restored and cellular metabolism normalized by supplying the required tissue salts to the organism in a finely divided, assimilable form. All that means is that if we can help the cells to be able to absorb the macro minerals, then we get healthy cells. You can use tissue salts and take supplements and eat healthy, and that is ideal, and give the body rest, of course. Martin and Pleasance have been manufacturing the tissue salts for over 100 years. I said that earlier, and carefully follow the original process. Tissue salts are now formulated in sprays to cater for those who cannot take the tissue salts in the lactose form. The sprays are ideal for vegetarians, arthritis sufferers, children, and those who have difficulty or do not wish to chew tablets. There's no weird taste. It's a sugar, right? Sugar of milk, so it's a sweet taste. But anyway, the sprays, you use them 4 times a day. The lozenges or the pills, you're chewing on them 4 times a day. They're only tiny. I'll show you one. So they're really small. Quite pleasant. Just chew on it and then, yep, does the rest. Now, I wanted to talk to you about length of time, okay? So you can take between 3 to 5 different tissue salt remedies, and you want to be taking them for at least 1 month up to 3 months, but this is going to depend on what's going on. Common to suggest 1 month's treatment for every year the problem has been a part of your life. So that's what I talked about, where you haven't arrived at the state of health that you've currently got overnight. So you need a little bit of time to fix things up and rebalance your body. And that may mean that maybe you're using your tissue salts for 6 months or 12 months, just depends. For adults, it's 1 tablet 4 times a day or 4 sprays 4 times a day. For children, it's half a tablet 4 times a day or 2 sprays 4 times a day. Infants, it's 1/4 of a tablet. Okay, puppy dogs or pets, different again, but they go between 1/4 to 1/2. And I would use the tablet, not the spray. Anyway, there's 12 single tissue salts. You can get them as tablets, sprays, and creams. There's also some creams that you can purchase as well, which help with absorption through the skin. Your 12 single tissue salts are calcium fluoride, which assists with elasticity, calcium phosphate, which I showed you, which is bone health, calcium sulfate, which is blood cleanser. That one is pretty important, right, for some things. There's ferrum phosphate, which is a general first aider because it assists with inflammation, sore throats, those sort of things. There's potassium chloride, which is kali mur. It's a glandular tonic, so we're coming into cold seasons, right? So some of these are important. There's also potassium phosphate, which is a nerve nutrient. There's potassium sulfate, which is for skin balance. Magnesium sulfate, which is muscle relaxant. Everyone's heard of magnesium now. Sodium chloride. Now, when I used to hear that, I think, oh my God, sodium chloride. We can't gas people. That's not what it is. Sodium chloride is fluid balance. Sodium phosphate is acid neutralizer. Sodium sulfate is a water eliminator. And then we've got silicon dioxide, which is a cleanser and a conditioner. Could be a little bit careful with that one. It does support healthy skin and nails, but it's a cleanser, so it will strip stuff as well. Anyway, then there are a whole heap of other combinations. So the acidity one is combination C, right? So combination C is for acidity, it's for heartburn and dyspepsia. And what's in it is a combination of the 12 beforehand, right? So the acidity one has magnesium phosphate, magnesium phosphate, sodium phosphate, sodium sulfite, and silica. So it helps the body as well. And I already talked about the bone nutrient one because it's different. So the information that's in this book goes right through different things. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give you a few symptoms, and then I'll tell you which one matches that, okay? So if you have cracked lips, which I do at the moment because I'm a bit dehydrated, but cracked lips, hemorrhoids, cracked heels, varicose veins, arthritis, glandular nodes, you probably want to have a look at the calcium fluoride. Sounds like I'm talking about cleaning your teeth, right? It's interesting, the conditioning that we have had over years and years and years. So calcium fluoride is found in bone surfaces, teeth enamel, elastic fibers of skin, muscle tissue, connective tissue, and blood vessel walls. So over the last 2 weeks, I've talked to a lot of people about helping their connective tissue. And I haven't really mentioned this to them, but perhaps I should. So it's for any relaxed, prolapsed, or hardened/tightened conditions of the ligaments, tendons, muscle fibers, cartilage, blood vessels, skin, and glands. Any deficiency or weakness in the bone and tooth enamel. So that's your calcium fluoride, right? Calcium phosphate is an interesting one. That's the next one. This is good for people that have a pale complexion, no appetite, cranky, cramping, poor digestion, and chilblains, major signs of pregnancy, and other times of rapid growth, right? Childhood and adolescence, growing pains, chronic ailments, especially of a catarrhal or glandular nature in children, cranky, irritable kids, poor appetite, cramping, headaches, worse in the cold, poor bone density and osteoporosis, white, flecky, weak nails. Calcium sulfate. This one always interests me. Why? Probably more for men than women, but although some women that I know are losing their hair anyway. It's dandruff, yellow discharge, wounds that won't heal, scaly skin, falling hair, and pustula. So when I think about wounds that won't heal, I think about zinc, because I know that zinc supports the body to heal, right? But you can also include your tissue salts with that. So calcium sulfate is one. It's going to help to clean the blood, and it will help with your connective tissue as well. It's found in connective tissue, the blood and the bile from the liver. So a lot of people need a hand with their liver. You see the correspondence to liver with this one because of the yellow. It talks about yellow discharge, but the yellowish. If you also have dandruff, but it may be ferrum phosphate. That's the throbbing pain, the throbbing headaches and stuff. Calcium phosphate, Califos, which is potassium phosphate, is the nerve and brain tonic. This one I find is probably quite important for some people. It's interesting, right? Because I want people to be healthy and happy. I give you suggestions, but then it's up to you to do the work. It's up to you to continuously use the supplement until you feel better, or continuously drink the smoothie until you're starting to really feel good. And sometimes you don't notice until you don't do it, but you've got to give it a bit of time. So remember, it's at least for 30 days, at least for a month, 4 times a day for a month. The nerve and brain tonic and the nerve nutrient is quite important too for things like tinnitus. When I was thinking about what I would like to see unfold in my life over the next 14 years, I do have a little bit of tinnitus in my left ear. And when I have gone to doctors in the past, so this is many, many, many years ago, I had a lot of nerve damage as a result of some eardrum issues and hearing concerns when I was really little. The left side has never really recovered as such, and as a result, what the ear, nose and throat specialist told me was that parts of my ear are not working the way that medically they say that they should. So my hearing is low in the left side of my ear anyway, or in my left ear, left side of my ear, left ear. But there is also some tinnitus. Now tinnitus, that noise, that constant noise, irrespective of how it was caused, is a response of your body, right? The neural wiring, the nerves in your body, the brain, the nerves, are fried. Okay, they're a little bit cooked, and we need to calm them down. Okay, so the nerve and brain tonic, important, right? Helps with irritability as well, helps with twitches. There's a lot of people that I work with that when I'm working on them and they're resting and they're asleep, their body is twitching. That's a nerve thing, right? The tingling down your arm, fatigue and mental exhaustion. Remembering these tissue salts of what you use, because they're prepping the cell for what you're then going to give it to assist with the health. Potassium sulfate really, really helps if you've got weak skin, nails, poor skin, tinea as well. Magnesium phosphate will help you with your tension. Magnesium, right? So think about things that you use magnesium for, spasms, cramping, that sort of stuff. Sodium chloride, it's going to help us with cracked lower lips. Me. But it assists with, it's for attracting and distributing water, so maintaining water balance. Dehydration, right? Sodium phosphate, it's going to help you. Sodium phosphate is in the acidity one because it helps you with that gout type thing. Gout. Acid reflux. I've recently heard of someone who had their finger removed because they had gout in it. I don't know about that, but anyway. Acid build-up in tissues leading to digestive or rheumatic disorders, breaks down lactic acid and so assists its elimination. Important. Sodium phosphate. Sodium sulfate, fluid eliminator and liver cleanser. It's going to help you again with dandruff, but it will assist you with your sluggish liver. I'm not going to say anything else on that. Silicon dioxide, like I talked about, falling hair, all that sort of stuff. Anyway, you can get into the fine things with this, right? Skin disorders, hay fever, congestion, weak and brittle nails, sinus disorders, painful teeth, calcium absorption. Then you've got your creams. Then you've got your kids range. There's a Be Calm range for them. There's a cold and cough relief and a strong bones and teeth. Looks pretty cute. Then there's a whole heap of other stuff, right? The trick with this tissue salt stuff is, what if you don't know which one to use, right? What if you don't want to do the training to know which one to use? What if you don't want to go talk to anyone to know which one to use? What if you go into a chemist and they have no idea, they're just selling it because it's what's on the shelf? What you can do is you can get the general tonic, which has all 12 tissue salts in it, and start there. That's often what I suggest to people anyway. Just get the general tonic, right? Get the one that's got all 12 in it, and it will help. It's a general tonic, and it assists with overall fatigue and exhaustion, but it will help you, right, with everything that's going on. Just going to double check if there was something else in here. I need some, like, elevator music, is that what they call it? Elevator music. So you can sit there and listen to the elevator music while I have a look at this, because I should have been looking at this before I started talking to you about it. Anyway, yeah, just start with the general tonic, which is all 12. You can get it as a combination. It's called general tonic, and you can get it in a bulk pack as well as the smaller bottle. Just start using them for 30 days, as well as eating your good food, you know, drinking your good water. If you're into electrolytes and stuff, start using them as well, and taking your quality supplements if that's what you need, and see how you change. Keep a diary, keep notes on what you're doing. Just write down how you feel that day and then how you felt at the end of the day. But yeah, so get into that, right? I'm just reading as I look at the table here. So many people that I probably need to get some different stuff for, and tissue salts are one of them. Anyway, I hope that you get some value or receive some value from this video. This is your weekend video, and I encourage you to check them out. Martin and Pleasance, like I said, is the supplier for this. So they have a website. It's Martin and Pleasance. You can get a lot from them, a lot of good alternate, I'd like to say holistic stuff. You find them online, or for this particular stuff, you can also then just go and have a look at the website, right? schusslertissuesalts.com.au. I might stick it in the website. Oh, and Martin and Pleasance is Australian as well, which is really cool. So have a fantastic day. I'm off to drink some more water so that my lips aren't as cracked. Maybe put some coconut oil or something on them and help that little bit more. And yeah, if you want to have a chat, by all means let me know, and maybe this is something that I can help you with over the phone or in email. Who knows? Have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you for the midweek video. And before I do that, eyesight. Nah, maybe I'll talk about this when I do the eyesight video. All right, see ya.